Welcome back, everybody,
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto,
the Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Heyo. If you guys are new to this podcast, we talk about crypto news and just stuff in general that we find interesting.
We talk about stuff we want to talk about, typically crypto.
It's usually crypto, yeah.
90,
Sometimes technology, cybersecurity, economics, philosophies.
Meteorites.
We did talk about a meteor the other day.
By the way, update, it's high percentage now.
Yeah, so we might get hit with a meteor.
We're going to die in 2032.
That's not true.
Well, that's true. It's going to hit. It'll kill a small city.
If it hits.
If it hits.
Anyways,
Sorry.
the market,
what's crypto anymore, man?
Plummeted.
We're in a bear market. It's all going to hell.
Yep. Time to sell.
Sell
Time
it
to
all.
sell.
Sell it all.
This is
Sell
not financial advice. This is also
time,
a joke.
you say it's not the time, or you said it is the time to sell?
I said it is a time to sell.
Oh.
I said it's not financial advice, and this is a joke. Yeah. If anything, now is probably not the time to sell. Actually speaking, this is what we would call the bear trap, where the markets take a big dump, big hit, and people get scared. Fear is definitely on the rise, and people liquidate. When
People
smart
don't liquidate, market
buyers.
makers liquidate, people sell. Just want to
people sell.
clarify.
Yeah, but they liquidate their assets. I mean,
But I don't want to confuse people who think liquidate as liquidation and not like liquidate their assets as you're portraying, since we use both terms very often.
yeah, we do. So fear and greed index is on the rise. It's
on the rise.
Pull that up,
It's the opposite way.
or it's on the bottom. Oh, fear and greed. Yeah, fear and greed index.
Yeah, we're nowhere near. We're not even neutral. I think last time I saw it, we're at like 23. We're in extreme fear.
Yeah, extreme fear. 23 does sound about accurate. Trying to see where we're at right now. Oh, 21.
Yeah.
So it's even lower than yesterday.
I'm assuming that's extreme fear, right?
Yeah. Extreme fear. Which, as Warren Buffett says, buy when there's blood on the market.
It doesn't go like that, but yes, you have the right thinking.
That's not how it goes?
No, it's
Oh, how
blood in the streets. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, blood in the streets. You're right.
Also, I think the correct quote is be greedy when people are fearful. Be fearful when people are greedy. To be exact, it could
that might be the actual one, and then the other one's just
the other one's like a spin-off. Someone else says, or both could be his.
Maybe. Yeah. So, William, it's time to shine. Today's your episode, because
it's my
all
episode.
Markets. It's all markets today. Oh, by the way, now that I think about it, if you guys are new here, the reason why we do this podcast together is because William has a affinity for analyzing the market, while I have my affinity for understanding the technology. And there wasn't any much of a technological thing that happened. It was a market thing. It looked like. I don't even know what was a catalyst for this.
There isn't none. Not really.
Oh, no real catalyst. Okay.
Nothing that you can pinpoint and say this caused it.
Yeah. Like the FTX crash.
Yeah, there's not. From what I saw, there's no specific like pinpoint thing. It's more so I think, a general consensus of the economy is a little hot, meaning inflation's rising. Market's a little saturated. Meme coins are shitting on everything. Excuse the dog barking.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting hacked, and a lot of speculation is market makers are dumping a lot of tokens. Well, not market makers, exchanges are using market makers to dump a lot of tokens, which they're like suppressing the price down. Well, that's a theory anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally starting to see the Bitcoin ETF sell off some of their holdings.
Sell-offs from the ETF?
Yeah. I think we've been
crazy.
6 consecutive days of Bitcoin sell-off from the ETFs alone.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So up until now, the ETFs have been buying.
It's been more accumulated. It's been very either neutral or just buying. But now we've been on a 6-day downtrend.
Mm.
So, yeah, the sentiment in crypto on the X versus we are officially back in a bear market, and that we topped out already.
Wow, that's a sentiment.
Yeah. So I saw a video. I will preface. I just saw this video that explained that there's
my humble opinion.
We've never been more bullish in our lives.
We have not topped out.
Your humble opinion would be, I'm with you. I don't think we've topped out. I think alts are just hurt, bleeding, and they have a different thing. I think Bitcoin's a different story. Also, there's a indicator from CoinGlass, which is bull market peak indicators. So at the top. So it's a list of 30 indicators that basically start popping off once we're hitting overheated peak Bitcoin price, and it's pretty accurate. From one of the indicators, which is called Bitcoin AR, was it that one? I don't remember which indicator it was. One of them was that it's basically predicted every bull market top by like a day or two.
Oh wow!
Just that indicator alone, and it's just like the price action or something like that. I'll have to see if it's this one.
30 indicators is a lot of indicators to be looking at. If there is one in particular that has been off by a day or two, that one is the one that I would keep my eyes on. Because of the fact
it's not just like
so
it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot which one it was. I'll come back with that one the next time for the specifics. But yeah, so my question was going to be, how many indicators do you think are currently popping off, saying that we are ready to that this was that 109,000 was the market top?
I low key want to say 0, but I feel like that's a little too optimistic. So out of 30, I'd say 5.
You're right with your first assumption.
Oh, 0 indicators have been triggered.
Yeah, out of these 30 indicators from CoinGlass, which I'm sharing now so you can see them, not a single indicator. It's all saying hold 100% zero, so they have not hit yet. None of them are pushing towards a market Bitcoin peak or a sell.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're still.
You said there's 30 of them?
Yeah, there's 30.
Oh, okay.
30. Number 1.
Yeah.
And each indicator is like this on, like this is a Bitcoin rainbow chart, which just shows you
Yeah, the rainbow chart
where it's
is
Bitcoin.
awesome.
Technically, right now, Bitcoin's accumulate.
Yeah, Bitcoin's in a good range, decent range to
Because
start
it's
buying.
fire sale, it's buy, and then it's accumulate. So we're currently where you should be buying. We haven't hit, and as you can clearly tell, these indicators are also fairly accurate. It got stuck.
It did get stuck.
Okay.
You gotta hover over whatever the fuck that was.
It just got stuck.
Mm.
Let's open it up again. But yeah, it's currently we're very far from a market peak. Because you would start like getting into that sell range once you're in the orange, like around here when Bitcoin topped out about, when was it?
2021.
Yeah, but this is 2020. This is February. I'm just trying to see when the price was about mid-orange, about between 50 and 70,000. Yeah, because we were like 68, 69, so it's about that range. And then, as you can tell, the theoretical price that could have reached was 126 on the extreme side. Which meaning, if we are here, and we're currently in accumulate, and which is 114, which is below. We're actually at buy because we're close to 83,000. So meaning still cheap will be about 154,000, which would be the top of this green right here.
Still cheap, 144,000, correct?
So even if we were just to get there, we still have quite a bit to go. So yeah, none of these indicators have started popping off. From the looks of it, they're still quite far. Yeah, I just saw this indicator today. I haven't gone through them all, but that would definitely be something I look at in the future. This is just the dominance.
Yeah, CoinGlass has pretty good information on their site.
Correcto. So no market top just yet, and then I have this, which is from reckcapital, and he's just pointing out that when Bitcoin is in a range, we do see that it ranges and there are deviations to the downside. This is on the weekly time frame. What we would want to see is this exact same deviation and a reclaim of that range, which clearly from when he did it, we're at 89. We're currently a little lower than that, but we do have a lot of downside pressure down. So we'll just want to see either just see a reclaim of this of the range we just lost right around here, which would be about like 90,000, 91,000.
Yeah,
give or take, because it's not pretty.
So what is Bitcoin sitting at right now?
You want me to tell you or share the chart?
Share the chart, I guess. Also, the reason why we're talking about Bitcoin so much is because Bitcoin does seem to be the one with the most momentum this cycle. Alts are lagging.
It's very much a Bitcoin heavy bull run as of yet. Alts haven't had a strong push.
Yeah, and
or
we
they
believe
had.
that this is.
Let's reiterate. They did have it back in end of 2022, end of December, up until March. Then they sold off, and then they haven't really ran hard again. And when alts have ran, it's been specific alts. It's either been Sui that has a small run, then example Render has a small run individually to the rest of the market. It's been a very Bitcoin heavy season, still with dominance being so high.
Yeah, Now, our speculation is because of the ETFs giving more legal framework for Bitcoin to be supported by by companies, funds, accredited investors.
Which is all OTC deals as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's currently my speculation is the ETFs are buying over the counter, but they're selling to the market.
So when you say over the counter, what does that mean?
I mean,
Just,
I'm going to buy it directly from you. They're going to a
Mhm.
Bitcoin whale who's selling it on a platform, and he's holding, example, 1,000 Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to buy 1,000 Bitcoin. They're not going to buy it off an exchange. They're buying those 1,000 Bitcoins off an individual person to not affect the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
because
assuming
the exchanges themselves are running out of Bitcoin.
they're low.
They
on
would the
Bitcoin,
exchanges.
correct.
Yeah, the exchanges would not be able to keep up with the demand that there was for Bitcoin ETFs.
Not for no, they would have to. They could, but they would have to be buying from OTC as well. Everyone would have to buy from private holders.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, there's not enough selling. The private holders, for the most part, don't sell. That transaction doesn't affect the market the same way exchanges do, because there's no battle between who's paying a higher price to get the Bitcoin first or fast.
Yeah, they work out a fixed deal.
Correct. So what I'm assuming, what I think is happening, have not verified, it's just a theory, is they're buying over the counter, meaning they're buying from individuals, but when they sell, they don't have the ability to sell directly back into an over-the-counter deal. They have to sell it to the exchanges or to the market itself in an open market.
Mm-hmm.
Which then that affects the price to the downside much more aggressively than what it does to the upside. Which is why we see 6 days of negative inflows, and it's pushing the price of Bitcoin down so harsh. Just a theory. And going back to your original question, what is the price of Bitcoin at?
Mm-hmm. There's the chart.
So this is the Bitcoin chart.
This says Bitcoin linear perpetual futures contract.
It's just futures. It's where the majority of volume occurs is in the futures, not the
I see.
spot. The price, for the most part, it doesn't differ by quite much. But getting into it. So clearly, as we can all see, Bitcoin has lost the bottom of the range, which was about 90,000, which it's done it before. It's wicked down here, gets aggressively bought up, and we push back up. This situation, we did not see that whatsoever. We saw drop, hit about 91,000, and drop even further to the lower end of the range that we have not touched before, which is about starting at about 87 all the way down to 85. This is the lowest point of this accumulation phase we have, which is we haven't been here since the very beginning when it first got to about the 80s.
In November.
Correct. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, so back in November, we were celebrating an $80,000 Bitcoin.
We're throwing a party. So, as of right now, we're currently on the daily time frame. We are bouncing off of this. There was a good amount of liquidity here, meaning a lot of buying pressure to push this price back up. What we would want to see now is Bitcoin enter this range again. So either on the weekly time frame or daily time frame, we want to see close above 91, 99, 99,000, right? So then we can start going, just pushing back up and claiming level by level, which 100%, it's not an easy task to do. There has to be a lot of buying pressure back in the market to do so. And on the very very sad side, if this were to happen, is we lose this range. We can see a fall from 2 points. We can go as low as, let's say, the bottom. Full size of this is 14%. We could go all the way down to here, 79, because this is a fair value gap, this thing right here, meaning there is a lot of liquidity between here and here. So two things typically happen. We either close half of that gap, which will be about 7%, or we retest the full support of this horizontal, which would be all this right here, all the way back down to 72,000.
Wow, 72.
Which I marked out here. This is election day, and this is when the lowest point of price was 67,000.
Yeah, and the
Which
reason
would be
why that's relevant
uncommon
is
for Bitcoin to come back down to those lows after it's made a new all-time high. The closest we've gotten was last cycle, and that was with the FTX crash.
Mm-hmm.
So two scenarios is we break above, well, three scenarios. We break back above, back to the range. We lose it. We range now between 78 and hopefully start to push back up. Or it gets really ugly and we come back down to the lows around 72,000 and make a new range there.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't need to say it. If these two were to occur down here or here, every single alt's bleeding. They're making lower lows, bear market lows, 100%. You're gonna see Solana at $50 at that point, because this is another Bitcoin. This is from the bottom to here. It's 15% down just in Bitcoin. And if alts typically do double to triple what Bitcoin does, alts are going down to 30-40% easy. So it gets scary real fast.
That does not sound fun at all.
No. So what we really want to see to stay bullish momentum and all that is bounce here, start reclaiming upwards, and just start coming back. We should realistically be able to come back up and reject off of here, about this 98, where we have the, not mistaken, 50-day MA and the 100-day EMA. Different is, one is the exponential moving average, which is the white line, and the other one's a simple moving average. Both are good indicators of resistance at this zone. So ideally, next move we could ideally most realistically see is bounce from here, as we're doing right now, and start making our way back up to 98, and more than likely reject and go and hopefully stay back in the range, and at one point or another start to make newer higher highs. But yeah, that's Bitcoin at least.
Yeah, that sounds like there's a lot of wiggle room right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at, let me get a clean Sol chart. That one has a trade here. Pretty clean. So right now Sol is also down from its all-time high where it peaked, all the way down 55%. We're currently sitting at 139, 140. In a support zone, we could say very confidently. And this fib could work. And we're just about at a fib level of a 786, give or take.
Meaning that it should bounce off of that?
It's bouncing now. It should hold. You would want it to hold, because if it does not hold, your lower levels are going to be 105. And And you don't want to, if it goes lower than that, it's level by level easily. About 105 to like 100. We go down 73, back to the 60s, and you're real quick, real fast, right back down to 40s.
Yeah.
Which, mind you,
Yeah,
from where we are, 20% is back to the hundreds. 30% is back to 96. Bitcoin drops 20%. That's a 40% drop. We're back at 80. And that doesn't include panic selling and all this that occurs within the market. So really, you want to see it break this trend line, this downtrend. You want to see it break it, retest it. Let's draw it out. You want to see it break it. Why is it? Didn't draw? Want to see it break it, retest, and then start making higher highs.
Yeah, because the retesting gives it more stability, right?
Retesting is just confirming that this is now our new support zone.
Yeah.
So obviously it doesn't go in a straight line. There's multiple candles coming in and out, but you would want to see it break 1, 2, 3, like maybe 4 or 5 candles on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour, 1 hour, whatever time frame you really want. Just the bigger the time frame, the more information there's within that one candle. Mm-hmm. So it can create a stronger support zone, and then we can see it retest it, so claims it as a new strong support zone, and we can see it now continue to move up. Which this can take, going down takes minutes, going up takes weeks. The truth of the matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, realistically, we would probably see it break it. It would reject off of this 100%. Probably come down, ideally make whatever is here our new support, and then ideally bounce back up and break this 100-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages. Because we also have, on that same note, Bitcoin dominance, which is just reject off of these highs, coming back down, but it's still at 61%, which is not dominant in itself, is not bad, but it is just taking liquidity out the rest of the market from all the alts. So there is it's a big
inverse correlation. There's an inverse correlation between Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin price, and alt prices.
And alts moving, correct. And lastly, ETH, after that hack, still on the downtrend. It's in, what was this? This was the bottom of elections from when it happened, and we're currently right back at that price and still in a very strong downtrend. Which, if ETH does not hold here, we're going to see 21.
That's like doomsday.
Week. Fair enough, yeah. And to get off of just individual tokens, crypto market cap as a whole has also lost a lot of money in the last couple. But if you look at it, it looks really similar to the Bitcoin price action. We were up here about 3.7 trillion, which this was December, and we've been down. We've been going down all the way down. The market's down 25%. Basically a full $1 trillion since December, which is a lot of liquidity.
Yeah.
And if you just go to total 2, meaning no Bitcoin, no ETH, it's even down way bad. Since the peak back in December, total 2 is down $5.5 billion, which is 31% of its liquidity. Which that just means the total liquidity within the alts, not excluding the top 10, is down bad. Because mind you, there are stable coins here. There's all this.
$0.5 trillion dollars.
And what's 0.5 trillion? It's 500 billion.
Yeah. Because that's what you said. You said 0.5 billion.
500 billion.
Oh, I heard 0.5 billion.
Oh no, it's down 0.5 trillion, which is 500 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure we're still mathing together.
Yep.
So
30%
and also
significant loss.
it's significant, and we're also just on a very aggressive downturn. And we are in a somewhat of a support zone, which as you can clearly see, we've wicked lower. This was this mass liquidation event that happened in the beginning of February. I forgot what caused it. And then this was probably the
tariffs.
This was the tariffs. Could be. You could be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what.
Which
that
it
was.
didn't last long. You can see it's like just a long ass wick.
Yeah, because that was like a weekend event.
It was. Yeah, it happened
That
Friday.
was.
Well, this is the
It
daily,
happened
though,
Friday
so
and.
What happened? Yeah, but actually, this is Monday. This is a Monday candle.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
This was no. Yeah, this is Monday.
February
So maybe I don't remember the exact event. It could be the tariffs. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But wick down strong, got bought up, and then we're filling this wick. Typically, a wick like this does get filled, meaning the rest of the candles that come after the fact typically fill half of the size of the wick at the bare minimum, which we're just about there.
We're about there, yeah.
Pretty much. And we are in support. However, if we continue on this downtrend, we could see lowers filling in the rest of the wick and even coming down all the way to 96.8 billion, which is a lot of liquidity. Our alts, because I'm also holding alts, will be jumping off a bridge, both figuratively and literally. So it does not. Oh, this is total 2. This is total 3.
Okay.
Mind you, correction, we're just talking about total 2, meaning this is just everything except Bitcoin. That includes ETH. This is just the top 10, excluding Bitcoin and ETH. So we're in the same predicament.
Yeah, same deal. Yeah.
Downtrend, support, lower down. So it is quite ugly. And if you look at the others, which is everything excluding the top 10, it's even worse. Because others...
Yeah, the others are...
Wick down, this full wick, is down 50%. Which explains
wild.
why there's so many alts that are down the same 50, 40, 60%. Mind you, Sol is down about this same price range, and it's in the top 10. So anything like an AVAX that's not in the top 10 is down 60%, 70%. And the lower you go on the liquidity, on that curve of market cap and liquidity, the lower they are. But we do have some green candles now. Hopefully they hold. But market right now is just garbage. There's no liquidity. Investors are selling. So it does not look good. So we just need to see what plays out.
What was that last chart?
Which one? This is Link.
The one with us. That's Link.
This is a Link.
Yeah, that
On the
there was. I don't know if it was that one, but there was one that looked really brutal.
This one?
Yeah, I think so. Is that Sol?
Yeah, but is this on the 4 hour?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we've been looking at the daily. This is 4 hour. No, yeah, like I'll show you a brutal chart. This is Arweave.
Oh wow, what Sunday? That's
Arweave is at basically close to bear market lows from
Yeah.
2023. Like, this is the bear market lows, $3. It pumped up all the way here, and then now it's sitting back at 8.
That's crazy.
I bought in at $30, by the way. Doesn't even discuss that.
Ouch.
It's down 80%. Craziness. I didn't buy a lot. Like, this isn't a huge bag, but still sucks. But yeah, man, market's in shambles.
This is something that we're just gonna have to wait out and see where the market goes.
Because mind you, it's not like the institution-wise is not bullish, right? So I have a report here from Crypto Rover. SEC dropped case against Coinbase, OpenSea, Robinhood, and Uniswap. Meaning all the open cases they had are in the process of being dropped by them. Meaning they're no longer going to be sued or endangered of that. So that's bullish news. I think just more news. So like we have too many inflation's on the rise, tariffs. It's a whole cluster of different things causing this sell pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an event for sure.
Yeah, I heard about the SEC dropping those cases, and that's definitely bullish, but given the current market conditions, didn't really make much of an effect.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that we'll see the outcomes later. We'll see the effects of this later down the road.
More than likely. I can agree with you there.
Speaking of alts, there are some unlocks coming up, and there's a couple $1 million on the table. Yeah, so Optimism is unlocking 2.32% in February 28th coming up. Total of $33.97 million worth of OP being unlocked. Nice. DYDX, March 1st. Actually, on March 1st, we have 3 unlocks. DYDX, Zeta Chain, and Sui.
Sounds nice.
DYDX. Yeah. DYDX is unlocking 1.14% of their circulating supply, which is about $5.76 million. Zeta Chain is unlocking 6.48%. This is one of the bigger unlocks. In terms of percentage, that is at $12.81 million. And Sui is one of the smaller unlocks at 0.74% of its circulating supply being unlocked, which is equivalent to $68.9 million. And then following those 3, we also have Athena on March 2nd, which is an Ethereum layer 2, unlocking 1.3% at $16.47 million. CAS on March 7th is also unlocking. This one's the smallest, 0.63% of its circulating supply, which is about $14.85 million. And then the last one is the biggest unlock by percentage. However, I've never even heard of this one. It's called Bera Chain.
It's brand new, just launched.
Or Bera. Oh, yeah. So they're unlocking 9.28% of their circulating supply, and that is $70.9 million.
They're unlocking their entire supply then.
Oh, really?
You said 92%, right?
9.28%. No, 9.28%.
Oh, I heard 92%. I'm like, they're unlocking their entire supply. I'm like, what?
No. Yeah. I was like...
Yeah, I don't know what their
not
current...
their entire supply.
Okay. No, I don't know what their current FDV is, but I know they're a brand new chain. So if it's anything like what typically happens is max maybe 30% of the current supply.
Yeah, I would estimate their fully diluted value at about 700 something $1 million.
I think you're low.
Yeah, probably a little bit higher, but it shouldn't be too much higher from that. Like definitely not a billion.
I think it's definitely at more than a billion.
Well, I'm just working with this 9.28% at $70.9 million. So like let's round up the percent to 10, I guess, right? Multiply 70 times 10, 700 million. That's how I came to that number. Unless you can find it.
Yeah, the fully diluted value is $4 billion.
What the hell?
The market cap is $840 million.
Okay. Fully diluted value. I see.
Yeah. And the circulating supply is 107 million tokens. The total supply as of right now is 500 million. And there is no max supply. But yeah, you were on the market cap at least.
Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't.
Also, it's up 22% in 24 hours. Jesus.
Wow. What do you know what that chain does?
I have no idea. It just came out like the other day.
Heard.
I think you missed one, and that's Sol. I think Sol also has an unlock.
Oh, yeah. I did not see a Sol unlock.
Because I don't think it's a typical unlock. It's not. It's the FTX unlocks.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Sol was early off, auctioned off, and then whoever bought it at the prices between like $62 to $100. Their unlock is coming.
Mm-hmm. I see.
But yeah. So yeah, FTX bankruptcy unlock different. Will 11.16 million SOL tokens crash the market. So there's about 11 million tokens about to hit the market, give or take.
Yeah. Let's see how that affects Solana's price. So then also last episode that we did, we talked about, I briefly mentioned Arkm. Because they set up a bounty for that hack that happened last week. And William mentioned that they are in exchange. It appears to be that Arkm is gonna be able to go live in the United States for the spot trading platform.
Oh, nice.
Yep, this is around the corner. This is on March 1st, so Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. But it's only limited to a handful of states. So not every state is going to be able to use this platform openly. We got Colorado, Hawaii, India, Iowa,
Indiana,
Kansas, Michigan. My bad. Indiana. Correct.
You said India. I was like, give me a second.
You're like, wait, that's not a state. Yeah, Indiana. Completely like left out the NA.
Dude, I was like, damn.
Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, South Carolina, not North Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, Wyoming, Wisconsin, California, surprisingly, Massachusetts, and Montana.
Okay. Quite a bit of them.
Yep, quite a bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17 states.
Quite a few.
17 states going to be, yeah, quite a few. Quite a few indeed.
Damn, no Florida.
Nope, not Florida. Florida's lagging behind. And then I think I don't know if these memes are worth.
No.
Yeah, because I sent some memes to William earlier, and
Oh,
I
you
was
sent
like,
me
"Oh, these are
memes?
funny." Yeah,
know
the
you- I
links
didn't know you
that I
sent
put
them
in the
to me.
chat. Well, I was also testing out the chat feature. To be fair.
So, I guess we can talk about the Bitcoin reserves for the states to wrap up.
Yep.
Because we
There's
do
updates
have
on the Bitcoin reserves for the states.
Yeah.
The state level ones.
the state level Bitcoin reserves.
Not the federal
correct.
one.
Yeah. Well, before I get into that,
Okay.
don't forget Cynthia Lummis today is going to have her first meeting as the subcommittee of the crypto department, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what her exact title was, but she's having her first meeting today at 2:30 EST.
I'm gonna watch that.
So that's exciting news. Oh, look, it just popped up for me. So today, the first digital assets subcommittee hearing chaired by Senator Cynthia Lummis is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. And they just asked what specific regulations will she talk about? Yeah. So now let's get into these states' Bitcoin reserves. So I'm gonna start the list off with what has been rejected since I've updated this list, which I updated this morning. Which some information can still be a tad off. What's up?
I said rejections. No.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but it'd be what it be. Slowly but surely.
I think everyone just thinks this crypto's still a little dirty, and until they don't clean it up some more, they won't really start approving.
That's fair.
But let's get into it. So number one, we got Mississippi. It's been rejected. It was rejected in early stages, so most likely in the committee or in the chamber votes. We got Montana rejected. The House bill was not approved. It was defeated 41 to 59 in the House just last week. North Dakota also rejected in the House vote on February 4th. We got Pennsylvania also rejected.
We lost Pennsylvania.
Yeah, in committee.
Damn. Pennsylvania had a lot of funds that they were going to be allocating. Should that have passed?
Yeah. And not surprisingly, we got South Dakota also rejected at the where was it? I don't remember. It doesn't say where it was rejected, but most likely in committee or in chambers. Wyoming also rejected. So we have multiple states rejected.
About 6, right?
We have six
I think
total
it was.
states rejected. Correct.
Wow.
So now we have
How many are
Alabama.
still? How many are still up? How many
I
are
don't
still
have-
up in the fight?
let me scroll down.
Or you got the ones that are still.
So I got you. So we have a total of 18 active states still in the fight,
Nice.
which some of them being introduced to others be going to either committee votes or Senate votes. It varies between state to state at that point.
Mm-hmm.
The majority, from what I'm seeing, are introduced, and a few are in committee votes, or they have passed just the introduction. So we have Arizona that has passed the Senate committee. We have Oklahoma, which passed committee. We have Utah that has passed House and Senate committee. So we have about 3 that are above the whatchamacallit, the voting. Yeah, so breakdown would be we have 15 states that are filed, waiting for committee or initial votes. We have 2 states, Arizona, Oklahoma, that have passed committee and are pending chamber vote. And we have 1 state, Utah, that have passed both massive hurdles. So progress.
Nice.
So
Utah
from the
might
looks of
win
it,
this
Utah has
race.
the most promise.
Yeah.
So we'll see what plays out on that end.
Very cool. If you're Utonian and you're aware of what's going on with this crypto bill, Bitcoin bill, write down in the comments what your opinion is on it. What do you think the sentiment is with other people that you talk to? Whether Bitcoin should be part of the reserve or not.
100%. But
yeah, hopefully, at least my opinion, hopefully Utah does.
I hope so.
win
Yeah,
that
someone
race.
has become the first state to get it done before the government.
That's a pretty cool race to win.
I agree.
Especially if it gets done before the federal government.
Which it most likely will, right?
Yeah. The bigger the government, the slower it tends to be.
Facts. But that's all I got. Oh, last note. Nvidia earnings call is also this week. So we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you,
Yeah.
if it's not explosively good reports, it'll probably dump. Even if it does better than what's
Probably.
expected, it'll still dump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to do way better than what was expected.
Yeah. Which, mind you, there is a lot of selling pressure from Nvidia, but I think it's still a solid company. I think it will still perform.
Oh, I do have one thing that I just saw now from Reddit.
Hit us with the
This
Reddit.
was posted 6 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me share my screen just so we could see it. Here, screen. You're never gonna guess what this is for.
I believe that.
$1,200 stimulus that we received back in 2020. If you had bought Bitcoin with that, it would have been worth $17,520 now.
Damn.
6 days ago. Yeah. Granted, the stimulus did help people out in a pinch. For those that actually needed it, there's no way you could have spent that money on Bitcoin. But a fair amount of people did receive this stimmy. And could have been fine with investing it.
That would have been me,
Into
but I held
Bitcoin.
in Celsius.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But yeah, I just saw that and I thought that was kind of
That's
cool.
what's up. Guys, Bitcoin, just hold. Don't look back. Sell only if you have to.
Yeah. Yep. Long term wise, it seems like it will get global adoption. People, companies, governments will be using this. It's like the early days of the internet.
100%. Oh, quick update before we wrap up. Bybit, it was made whole, and they're starting to pay off the loan they had with the bridging and other just like lenders they use to pay out the ETH, and they're still tracking the Lazarus Group's movements, and they've been able to clean some of the money.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they're doing it at such a large, at such
High
a
speed,
scale.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, something's gonna go through.
Yeah, once you start sending tokens to a bunch of different wallets, you gotta preemptively know which wallet they're gonna be sending the token to, so that wallet could get blacklisted.
Not even wallet. It's also just the amount of
On
mixers.
platforms.
Not every mixer it's gonna ban them because
Mhm.
it's fully this is what decentralization is cause is used for is the fact that everyone has to agree, and then not everyone will agree at the same point in time.
Yep.
So remember, not your keys, not your coins. Self custody if you can.
Yes, that's life advice.
And on that note, we're wrapping up.
Thank you for joining for this amazing episode, market recap. If you liked this video, drop the like, hit the subscribe, share.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, comments are always very helpful, insightful. I've been reading them, looking at them.
Not the bot comments.
And on that
you don't
note,
want those bot comments.
Yeah, I keep on deleting all of those.
There's just so many sometimes.
Yeah. Well, on that note, thank you for tuning in
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto,
the Unscripted
Crypto Podcast. Ayo.
Ayo.